theme.
How do you do, all beautiful sons of bitches? It's your boy Max here, and today John and I are back, and we're reviewing the new episode of TCW Senate Spy. We're kicking off the Geonosis arc, and goddammit, John, we have a fucking marathon in store because this arc is 5 episodes long.
Yay!
Because I guess just 4 wasn't enough for Filoni. Anyways. So we open the episode with Anakin discreetly returning to Coruscant to his wife Padme's apartment. They prepare for a romantic evening when Anakin gets signaled by the Council to return to the Jedi Temple for a scheme to cut his evening short. Before the Council, he's told that they need a spy in the Senate to spy on Senator Rush Clovis, who is suspected of being a Separatist supporter. However, they can't afford to have Jedi taking official action in this. Thus, they need to convince Padme to join their cause, as she's close to Clovis. Though Anakin doesn't believe that she would be right for the job, the Masters insist on him appointing her because she trusts him. Yoda attempted to enlist her earlier, but was rebuffed. So, John, thoughts so far on this opening?
You know, I said it. Well, we haven't gotten quite to that part yet, but the conflict that he manufactures in this makes me hate Anakin and Padme way more than I ever did from the movies.
Yeah.
Just makes them kind of both insufferable.
Yeah, so much for love across the stars, am I right, John?
Oh, especially Padme. And this makes no sense the way they present it, too. Because, they say, oh, Padme's rejected our offer. But then later on, Anakin's like, we suspect that he might be with the Separatists. And she's like, oh, Yoda didn't tell me that part. I'm like, well, then what the fuck did he tell you? Did he just say, hey, we need you to spy on your friend? I can't tell you why. It's like, she's going to look for relevant information if she knows that he's with this. Like, for a spy to spy correctly, they need to know what the fuck they're spying for.
Literally, yes. Oh, my God. It kind of reminds me of that joke Nostalgia Critic made when he reviewed Conan the Destroyer, where he's like, so you want me to go to this place to look for something I don't know. You want me to go to this place I'm not familiar with to look for this thing that I don't know what it looks like or whatever, to do something that I don't know what I'll do there and all that. And it's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'll do it, bro. Anyways, the next day at the Senate, Anakin. Why the fuck aren't the Jedi suspicious on why Anakin is at Padme's apartment when they show up there? Remember, their marriage is still supposed to be a secret at this point. So what the fuck?
Well, he said, oh, he's gonna send out a squad of clones to look for me if I don't report in. I'm like, they're gonna come in on fucking Padme and Anakin banging. The clones will be like, oh no, sir.
I guess I missed that part, but anyways, fuck it. The next day at the Senate, Anakin locates his wife, who's obviously resentful of him leaving her last night. He asks her about Clovis, and she says she already told Yoda she doesn't want to spy on him, as he's a colleague and an old friend. However, when she learns that Clovis is collaborating with the Separatists, she immediately agrees to do it. Anakin tries to convince her not to, considering that it may be dangerous, but she reminds him that she is doing her duty. So, John, thoughts?
Well, yeah, so that initial part with, where she gets all pissed because he's getting called away, like, he just explained what I explained. Like, oh, if I don't, he's been pinging me for, he said 7 clicks, which was a weird way of phrasing it.
Yeah.
But he's like, he's been paging me all night, but I've been spending all this time with you. He's going to send out a squad of clones to look for me. And Padme's like, what the fuck? Why aren't you spending all your time with me, even though you just clearly outlined why you can't do that? And then he's like, oh, I can sense you're angry. She's like, don't try to read my mind. It's like, why are you making Padme into a gigantic cunt this episode? Like,
women.
And Filoni probably read this script and was like, I just made her strong and independent. She's not barefoot and pregnant like in the prequel.
Yeah.
And then George walked in and he's like, just kidding, George. I love the prequels.
Oh, my God.
Like, you're talking shit again, you little punk.
I need to make like an AI short of George Lucas and Dave Filoni wrestling.
He walks in on, and make him like walk in on Filoni writing, and he's just like, what the fuck is this? And he just like flips over the desk. He's like, write it like how I said, you little bitch ass, or I'm gonna shove that cowboy head up your ass.
Yeah. No, George, please, I would love that. Anyways. They both go on before the Jedi Council, where Padme admits that she hasn't seen Clovis for a long time. They were close in the past, but she wanted to maintain a professional relationship, which he took very hard. The Masters encourage her to regain his trust in finding out his treachery. John, thoughts on that?
I mean, there's not much there. It's basically like, oh yeah, well, this is the part with the, plot hole that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, first of all, Anakin to even convince her to come here, he had to tell her the obvious thing, which is that he's with the Separatists, and she acts surprised by this information, even though they had asked her to spy already. And then, yeah, she's basically like totally cool with all the other dudes. And then Anakin gets like weirdly into an asshole here too. He's just like, I won't let you. It has to be someone else. She's like, you can't control me. And then they like start fighting for no reason. It's just like, this is such a manufactured random conflict. It's like Anakin never acts like this with her. He like tried to keep her safe, but they already went through like a whole adventure on Geonosis in the second movie before this. Like,
yeah, and on top of that, it's like they try to frame this like, oh, Anakin's being like possessive of Padme or whatever. It's like, bitch, it's like his wife is getting all comfy up again with her ex-boyfriend. Like, fucking any husband worth their salt would fucking be suspicious of that shit. Sorry, Anakin just isn't a cuck, I guess. Anyways. So she meets with Clovis at a restaurant where he explains that he's planning on going to Cato Neimoidia to negotiate with the Trade Federation. He offers her to come along for political and personal reasons. As they prepare to depart, Anakin, being the pilot for Padme's ship, becomes jealous when Clovis kisses her on both cheeks. He assists them with getting seated on the ship, preparing a seat for Padme, and breaking the one next to it so that it can't get fastened. On takeoff, he jerks the ship around to prevent Clovis from kissing Padme again. Thoughts, John?
Clovis is like way too horny for his own good. He
Literally,
can't even control himself for 2 seconds.
He's literally like how Anakin was at the start of season 1, where he just couldn't keep it in his pants for Padme, yeah.
He's like, come here. He's like having to be thrown around the ship just to stay off of her.
He's like, I'm horny. Anyway. As soon as they arrive on Cato Neimoidia, they're greeted by Neimoidian Senator Lot Dodd. Padme is shown to her quarters while Dodd and Clovis discuss business, which involves the amount of credits needed to build the new droid foundry with Poggle the Lesser. Clovis refuses to lend them any more credits. Padme attempts to spy on them while taking a walk, but they shut down the holographic blueprints. As Clovis leads Padme away, Dodd and Poggle realize that she is Clovis's weakness and plans on poisoning her to force him to cooperate. So, John, thoughts?
We're going to poison this random woman who he hasn't seen in years. He had an old fling with. And then also we're going to get this pissed off and throw our entire deal into jeopardy because we tried to change it at the last second and he didn't agree. So for some reason, reviewing that as like some great betrayal. It's like, no, we already agreed to something. We're going to do what we agreed to. And you're like, oh, poison his woman. It's like, that seems like a bit of a leap. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, great thinking there, Patton. So while Anakin and R2 wait outside for Padme's signal, she gets into an elegant dress for dinner with the other senators. Dodd tricks her into sharing his drink after smearing the rim with poison. Once dinner is finished, Clovis takes Padme on a tour of the palace, both unaware of the symptoms of the poison, including thirst and head throbbing. While Clovis goes to fetch a drink, Padme attempts to access the palace's files, but is barred by the computer's demand for a passcode. She soon figures out that it is her name and sees the diagram from Dooku's new droid foundry. She signals Anakin, who sneaks into her quarters. As soon as she takes the hologram disc with the plants, she hides it from Clovis, who enters the room. When he asks to hold her hand, she spontaneously embraces him to hide the disc. John, thoughts?
This was the infamous password guessing scene.
Yeah.
Where Padme is probably the worst spy in history. Like, she's like, banking clan, Clovis, Rush. It's like, Padme, I've made some pretty bad passwords in the past. I don't just name them the thing or my name.
James Bond got nothing on this girl. Oh. Yeah, also, I mentioned this, but guys, for those of you who want to come down to Baxterville and check my hard drives, because I know some of y'all are still suspicious of shit I got on there, come on down to Baxterville, and my password is incorrect. You know it's incorrect because when you type it in and you're wrong, the screen tells you your password is incorrect. But anyways.
What was that? There's the one purist clip where he always plays incorrect.
Yeah.
Anybody who thinks it's not canon, is incorrect.
Incorrect. Anyways, there's that. So she notices Anakin in the shadows, his face bursting with anger and jealousy, but she calms him down by brandishing the disc. She discreetly gives it to him, but as he slips away, Padme passes out. Clovis reports this to Dodd, but is informed that Padme is a spy. At first, he refuses to believe it, but is convinced when he finds the disc missing. He angrily confronts her for betraying him, but Anakin enters, demanding that he step away from her. Clovis realizes that he loves Padme enough to save her, so he offers to get the antidote in exchange for the disc. John, thoughts?
Yeah, basically, this is laying the seeds, I think, of the scene that I remembered from later episodes where Anakin's got this whole bitter jealousy thing going on. And, Padme pretty much is like falling over, basically like unconscious, essentially. And then she manages to pull off this maneuver. But yeah, it's not too much going on here. It's basically just like Anakin gets strangely suspicious, but then realizes what's going on pretty quickly. It's like 2 seconds of conflict.
Yeah. The only thing I'll praise this episode for is that Padme got the like we said there, like Padme got the disc in her hand and she drops it, and then Anakin comes in for the save and used the Force to get it before it falls to the ground and makes a noise. That's the only clever part of this episode. But you know what? Low fucking bar, Filoni. We expect more from Star Wars. So as they carry Padme back to the ship, they run into Dodd and his aides. Clovis attempts to bluff his way out, but Dodd refuses to let them leave, so Clovis pulls out a blaster. Dodd is forced to give up the antidote, and the three run away. However, Anakin purposely leaves Clovis on the planet, who's forced to talk with Dodd as he himself injects Padme with the antidote, ending the episode. Da-na, da-na-na-na-na-na. So, John, final thoughts on this episode?
Well, I mean, there was a lot of stupid logical shit to even get them in this situation. And then, it really wasn't like too much conflict. It was basically just like, oh, Padme, she might die, except we know she won't, but she's kind of there. Oh, never mind, he got away with the data disk. Cool.
Yeah. Also, hang on a minute. I just realized something, John. You said like you said that like, hey, they've been like hounding me for like 7 clicks or something, right? And he says it as if it's like a unit of time, but a click in Star Wars is not a unit of time. It's a unit of measurement. It's a Star Wars equivalent to a kilometer. What the fuck?
Clearly that was an homage to parsecs being a unit of time and then distance. So Filoni just knows it so well because he's such a steward. That's the kind of stuff you probably get if you brought that up to someone.
Yeah, but anyways, John, like something that's something I noticed while we were watching this episode, and I told you and I would save for the review. Here it is. This entire plot is a giant ripoff of the movie Notorious by Alfred Hitchcock from 1946. I'm not even kidding. No, here, John, get a load of this.
46th,
all right.
As Filoni would say.
Yeah, 46th. Yeah, it's like, no, get a load of this. So in that film, there's 3 main characters, and of them, we have a woman who's sent to spy on an enemy of her government, where she encounters an old flame, gets poisoned, and needs to be rescued. A man who recruits a woman to work as a spy, has a romantic relationship with the woman, and ends up rescuing them in the end. And then a member of an enemy group of the hero's government, who was once in a romantic relationship with a woman who's now been sent to spy on them, chooses to help save her after she's been poisoned, and ends the story walking back to his allies, knowing they plan to kill him for his failure. Like, fucking Filoni is so unoriginal, he had to rip off, like, a damn near, like, 60-year-old, you know, at the time this episode was released, a damn near 60-year-old movie just for that. He's that fucking unoriginal.
What was the title of this episode? Because was it, like, titled as, like, an homage to that?
I don't fucking know, man.
I didn't know if you remembered it from the beginning of the episode, but, yeah. You'd be like, oh, yeah, if I wasn't fired.
Anyways, that's all for today, folks. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment below, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys next time in the backseat. Take care!